Well, we have absolutely terrible, but not completely unexpected news regarding the fall of more stores in the middle of the island and some on the North Shore are being singled out by Stop and Shop, while all the locations on the South Shore get to stay open. And we all know why this is. So it says, I've actually News 12 actually covered this as well, but I'm going to read to you the Patch article and then we'll go to the News 12 story. But it says 4 Long Island Stop and Shop locations slated to close by the end of the year. And it says here, 4 Stop and Shop locations are set to close by the end of the year, the company said in a release on Friday. Stop and Shop announced the next step in its plans to position the company for growth. In addition to continuing to make investments in price and the consumer experience as part of its growth strategy in the market, Stop and Shop will close 32 underperforming stores by year's end. Following the closure, Stop and Shop will continue to have a strong presence across its 5-state footprint of more than 350 stores. So this is from the press release. Stop and Shop is proud of the deep roots and community ties we have developed as a neighborhood grocer of more than 100 years, and we remain committed to nourishing our associates, customers, and communities, said Gordon Reed, president of Stop and Shop. They're really full of it because what they're doing is they're creating a number of food deserts with these closures, and they claim that these stores are underperforming, but I really beg to differ. I think the Stop and Shop they're in trouble. They're getting killed by ShopRite, and they're taking it out on communities of color and diverse communities because they are run by racists like everything else in this state. So it says here, on Long Island, locations to close include 130 Wheatley Plaza in Greenvale, and that's a shocker because that's the only supermarket in that area, and it's pretty well to do over there. Why are they singling that store out? 294 Middle Country Road in Coram. So there's no other supermarket near Greenvale, and there's no other supermarket near Coram. So you have 2 now food deserts being created by this. All right, Coram. All right. 132 Fulton Avenue in Hempstead. Oh, there goes Hempstead, the only mainstream grocery store in Hempstead, closed as well. And 2525 Hempstead Turnpike in East Meadow. Our associates are a strong community. I don't want to feel like reading their whole damn press release. You know, they act like they care. They don't care at all. They don't care. They're taking it out on the communities of color because the chain is suffering, and that's why they're doing it. All right, and let's just see. We'll get to it at the end of this. But let's go to the News 12 story here, and I'm glad that News 12 actually covered it. I'm actually shocked that they did. So we're going to play this.
It's closing 32 locations in the Northeast, and a few of them are on Long Island. News 12's Cecilia Dowd is live now in East Meadow at one of the soon-to-be shuttered.
Of course, they go to the East Meadow location where they're going to be the least impacted because at least they have Stu Leonard's and other supermarkets. They don't go to Greenvale. They don't go to Coram. They don't go to Hempstead. They don't go to,
stores with the story. Cecilia, good evening.
Good evening, Joe. Well, that's right. This East Meadow Stop and Shop is one of 4 Stop and Shops on Long Island slated to close before the end of the year. And for many Long Islanders, that means a change of routine. Some have been coming here for years. And for some, the news was hard to swallow.
Oh, my God. I don't know where I'm going to go. And I know there are 25 stores, around here, but
yeah, you're the luck. Why did they go to East Meadow? East Meadow is going to be the least screwed. Typical News 12.
Catherine Petrie says it's terrible that this East Meadow Stop and Shop will be closing. It's a home away from home, and that sentiment is shared across the island. A total of 4, quote, underperforming Stop and Shops are slated.
That's a bunch of BS.
To close on or before November 2nd of this year, the company says. Joining East Meadow are the Greenvale, Coram, and Hempstead stores.
I don't think they should close.
And we're obviously disappointed to hear that Stop and Shop is closing. But when you look nationally, the trend of supermarkets has changed. That is a large building. They wouldn't build anything that large today.
Hempstead Village Mayor Waylon Hobbs Jr. says Hempstead is a long way from being a food desert. But some say it hurts the community.
It is going to be a food desert.
Because many feel an attachment to their local grocery store.
A little discouraging. I just live a few blocks away.
It looks like they did go to Hempstead.
It's sad to see it go.
It's convenient. It's over here where everyone is. It's convenient for
All right,
everybody. And if they close it, I hope they put up something else. Wall bounds, Seatown, something.
Wall bounds isn't around anymore. Maybe you shop right.
Long Island's grocery stores has changed recently with the growth of Whole Foods and the announcement that Wegmans will open its first store here.
A new owner just purchased that shopping mall, and so we're going to meet with him, and hopefully we can get another supermarket.
Now, the mayor was talking about the site of the Hempstead store. The company says associates at the closing locations will be offered other opportunities within the company. And I did speak with a union rep, and he says that they are working to ensure that members keep their jobs and their contract. Reporting from East Meadow, Cecilia Dowd, News 12, Long Island.
So, or at least they did a fair job covering this. At least they did go to Hempstead. But this is going to create food deserts. What do you mean, not a food desert? Well, let's first start with Greenvale, because this store here, there's no other supermarket near here. This is the only supermarket in this whole area. I mean, there's no regular supermarket in Roslyn. You should count Whole Foods. All right. Going south, you don't have any regular supermarkets at all until you get toward... and still, it's not technically a mainstream supermarket, but you do have the Food Emporium here. All right. But this is a large... That store... Oh, it's not busy. It's not busy. Well, let's take a look at the street view, because I beg to differ. This Stop and Shop is a very busy store. Look at how full this parking lot is. It's not busy. It's not busy. No. They're singling out communities of color. Why East Hills is getting singled out, even though it's a high-income area, my only guess is because it is somewhat diverse, and you have a lot of Jewish people there. So maybe they're anti-Semitic, too. It wouldn't surprise me. Not busy. What kind of crap is this? Not busy. The store's not busy. No. That's not what's going on at all. We all know what the hell's going on. Maybe because they claim, somebody suggested maybe it's because they're getting a lot of shoplifting at these stores. Yeah, well, the NCPD doesn't step up their game with patrols. They're too busy protecting the South Shore. They care about the rest of the county. So that's one store. And now the nearest store, people in this area are going to have to go, if they want to go to if they want to go to another Stop and Shop, they're going to have to drive all the way to Glen Cove and go to the Stop and Shop here, which is a lot smaller. They're gonna have to go to North Shore Farms. All right, it's a distance. All right, there's no other supermarket. What about all the students at Long Island University Post that go there and do their shopping? Where the hell are they gonna go? I mean, there's nothing else around here. They'll have to go all the way to East Norwich. I think there's a Stop and Shop in East Norwich or Oyster Bay. I think, yeah, there's one over here. So you're gonna have to go all the way over there. I mean, it's ridiculous. Meanwhile, you have Stop and Shops literally within miles of each other on the South Shore, just because. Or there's one in Port Washington, too, that's open that you can go to as well. But this is you're talking 5 additional miles out of the way. I mean, no, they better get something else in here in Greenvale. Honestly, I think a ShopRite would do great there, all right? Now let's go to Hempstead, because that's the next store that's closing. All right, Hempstead. Oh, it's the only regular supermarket around here. All right, I think it's in this shopping center. It's Fulton Avenue, right here. Stop and Shop. Pass by right over here. All right, bus goes over here. It's convenient for people to get to. All right, now where are people going to go? All right, it is going to create a food desert, because now you've lost the only mainstream supermarket in town. All right, and they're going to have to go. You have some smaller markets. I'm not sure. You have a Key Food here, Bravo. I mean, these are smaller markets that tend to charge more and tend to be kind of what I call ghetto supermarkets. So and then I think there's a Seatown somewhere on the south side of Hempstead. Yeah, down off South Franklin over here. But really, I mean, for a heavily populated area like this, sorry. You don't get a regular supermarket. You're going to have to go to the Stop and Shop in West Hempstead and take the N6. All right? You're going to have to go to this one. I mean, granted, I guess it's not that far from the Hempstead store, so you're going to have to take the N6. All right? Now, East Meadow has it the easiest, because at least they have a Walmart, too. And what's probably going to happen is, I don't think this is going to stay vacant. I think this will become a super Walmart, all right? That's what's probably going to happen, all right? You still have Stu Leonard's, which I know isn't quite a mainstream supermarket. You have Lidl. But here, I mean, food choices aren't great. If you want a mainstream supermarket, like one of the regular mainstream supermarket in East Meadow, you're going to have to go to, like, Levittown or something, where you got a King Cullen. There's another Stop and Shop down here in Bethpage. See, I like how they don't close this store. They don't close this store, even though it's right by ShopRite over here, and ShopRite does all the business. They don't close this. That's what I mean. They're picking on areas that have diversity. I mean, hey, you know, Donald Trump made it okay to be racist again. So now everybody is basically being blatant about it, you know. And the last Stop and Shop, which is probably the one of the worst closures of all, is Coram. This is the only supermarket in Coram. And we all know Coram has been crapped on so much. Where are these people going to go now? A lot of people in this community don't have cars. It's a low-income area. Where are they going to go? There is no other grocery around. They're the only game in town. And again, this is a busy store. Oh, don't tell me it's because it's not busy. Don't tell me that. I've been in these stores. They're busy. And I'll have to go. Maybe I'll try to go to them and take video and show you that they're busy. But, I mean, no, sorry. You're not going to get a Stop and Shop here. Now this whole community is a food. Now, Coram is definitely going to be a food desert. News 12 should have gone there, because that's really a community that will be a food desert now, because that's the only grocery that there is. You know, it's always the poor. It's always people of color that have to suffer, while the snobs, they get to live. They get to be in their own happy little world that the rest of us aren't allowed to live in. It's a perfect example of it, man. So if you live in Coram now, the nearest supermarket, you're going to have to get on the 58, which is crowded enough. It's going to get even more crowded now. And you could go to the ShopRite in Selden, or you're going to have to take the 62A or 62B. Not 62A. Was the 52A or 52B. And you're going to have to go all the way to Ronkonkoma, where the nearest Stop and Shop is. Ronkonkoma, of course, has Stop and Shop, ShopRite. Ronkonkoma is becoming a nice little enclave, by the way. Yeah, it's becoming a very desirable area. Oh, well, what are the demographics? Oh, 90% white. Well, that's why. Of course. You know, and going east, there ain't no supermarket until you have that really terrible Walmart. You have to go all the way to the Coram and the King Cullen and Ridge. Going north, you have to go all the way to Port Jefferson Station, where you have Uncle Giuseppe's and ShopRite and Meat Farms. But, I mean, it just annoys the hell out of me. It really does. Because you have areas where Stop and Shops are literally right next to each other. I mean, literally, Massapequa has two. They have one down here. I think there's a Stop and Shop down here, if I'm not mistaken. Or is that a King Cullen? I don't know. I think there's a Stop and Shop down here, if I'm not mistaken. That might be a King. No, it's a King Cullen. All right, my mistake. Forgive me. All right, there's a Stop and Shop in Massapequa over here. All right. But yeah, South Shore, you have tons of Stop and Shops. You have one. This area is loaded with them. There's one in Massapequa over here. You have one just up the road in Bethpage. They keep that one open for the white people. You know. And you also have one in Seaford. Yeah, one in Seaford too. Yeah, there's one in Seaford as well. Yeah, right here. There's one in Seaford. You know, you got one in North Belmore. You got one in Merrick. You know, all over the place. You know, they closed the one in Freeport. Again, a sign that we only care about white people in Stop and Shop. We don't care about communities of color. Oh, it's because the business is low. Don't give me that. Don't give me that crap. All right? Don't fucking give me that crap. We all know what the fuck is going on here. Now, frankly, I'm fucking tired of it. Sorry to raise my voice, but it's really pissing me off. Then you have Stop and Shop in Oceanside. Actually, there's two Stop and Shops, not that far from each other. There's one here off Long Beach Road, and then you go just a little bit up the way on Atlantic Avenue. There's another one. Yeah, right, where is it? Right here. Where is it? Where the hell is it? It's right here. Stop and Shop, right here. Atlantic Avenue, literally, how far is that? That's like a mile It's like less than a mile and a half between two Stop and Shops. But they serve white people, so they get to stay open, right? And then there's another one in Long Beach. Yeah. And then people are going to come on here and comment, why do you hate white people? I don't hate white people. I hate the fact that these lily white communities get everything handed to them. They get taken care of. They get heard. They get the businesses. Communities of color, we get all the problems dumped in our community. That's why I'm mad. All right? That's why I'm mad. And they'll say, well, maybe it's the shoplifting is going up. Yeah, well, because the fucking police department is so busy protecting the snobs, they don't want to do their job. They don't do nothing. I see them drive by the homeless right here in Mineola. They don't do shit. You know, if they drove by a homeless person in Wantagh, well, are you okay? Do you need help? But not here. No, we don't matter. It's all part of the plan. Speaking of that, let's go and look at New Jersey and see what Stop and Shops they're closing there. Because I'm just kind of curious if they're closing any in Toms River at all. Let's see if they are. Let's see. Toms River is not on the list. Edison, Howell, Phillipsburg, Piscataway, Carlsbad, Franklin Township, Ringwood, Point Pleasant Beach, and Jackson. And all those towns have ShopRites in them, and they probably have trouble competing. And, they're getting killed in New Jersey because ShopRite is, a way better store in general, all right? But instead, they're taking it out on the rest of us. But none of them in Toms River are closing, which is good news for Toms River. Of course, if I don't get to live with the snobs on Long Island, then my ass is going to have to go live in Toms River. All right? But this is exactly what's going on, folks. And, I'm tired of it. Frankly, I'm tired of what's going on here. The whole Mid-Island region, every single community that is diverse, every single community that is a less percentage white gets all the stores closed. We get all the problems. And the South Shore just gets everything. They get everything. It's like, it's such a little Elysium that they've got going on there in like Rockville Center, Lynbrook, Oceanside too, East Rockaway, all that whole area, Long Beach. I'm not going to be allowed to live in any of these communities. Somebody broke, go to live in Long Beach. Long Beach? Are you kidding me? I'm not allowed to live there. Not allowed to live anywhere desirable. My options are shitholes. And, we're tired. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. And I'm tired of seeing how people of color on Long Island are being treated, and there ain't no one speaking up about what's going on. We all know what's going on, Stop and Shop. You're not fooling anyone. You are a racist organization. You really are. Really shows that. You're not fooling anyone, honestly. But there ain't no one out there because we have the Donald Trump, the orange monster, that made racism okay. He made racism okay. Trump made racism okay. This guy right here. He's caused irreversible damage to this country, this man right here. All right? And all we have is feeble Biden to beat him. All right, but that's another video. But Donald Trump, he made racism okay again. He made it okay, and that's why you see what's going on. He made it okay, and nowhere is it worse than here in New York. Because guess what state Donald Trump is from? New York! But don't expect me to be quiet about what's going on here. Don't expect me to be quiet. And it's time really for some protests in front of Stop and Shop. It really is. And it's time for some protests in front of our police department if there is a shoplifting problem. Why the fuck isn't the police department doing something about it? Round these fucking hoodlums up, lock them up, put them in jail. Oh, that's right, because we have bail reform. Because that's a tool of the plan. The governor is using it's all part of the plan to force us out. It's just another cog in the wheel of the plan as it churns on and forces each and every one of us who isn't a white finance professional snob out of New York.